Ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again at the beginning of a brand new season of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. As far as this video goes, we are going to be going over all of the big changes just in Warzone. I have a separate video going over all the Black Ops Cold War changes, a separate video going over the Battle Pass, so if you want to check those out, be sure to check the links down below or on the screen or all of that jazz. As far as this video goes, we are going over everything new in Warzone. New weapons, new perks, new locations, just new things in general, as well as weapon changes, just everything that has changed within Warzone at the beginning of Season 5. And we're going to dive into that, but first, let's hear from today's video sponsor. So today's video is sponsored by ZLeague. If you've been around the channel for a while, you'll already know what ZLeague is, but if you don't, it's essentially the world's first skill-based Warzone tournament. And basically, the way that this works is it puts you against similar skill level players, so everyone has a chance to actually compete. And what we're talking about today is something new called the August Showdown. And essentially what this is a trios tournament where you can compete with two other friends. And with this, it takes your 3 best games from a 10-day period, August 20th to August 30th. And if those 3 best games are the best of the best, you are able to win a part of the $50,000 prize pool. But ZLeague isn't just that, they also have daily tournaments where you can go in every single day and compete in either paid for or free tournaments. So if you have that competitive itch, if you want to take your gaming to the next level and compete at that next level within Warzone, ZLeague is the place to start. So to register for that tournament, you have till August 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time to register for that tournament, and it goes from the 20th to the 30th. And like I said before, you can still compete in those daily tournaments at the same time. So if you want to check out ZLeague, click the link down below, be sure to register for that tournament, and thank you ZLeague for sponsoring the video. So diving into Warzone, the first thing we're going to look at is the playlist this week. These are really straightforward, nothing fancy here. First of all, we have Rebirth Resurgence Squads. We also have Rebirth Mini Royale Trios, Plunder Blood Money, and just your normal Battle Royale quads, trios, duos, and solos. No new game modes here whatsoever. Nothing too special at all. Now, some of the new stuff starts with the Battle Pass. Now, I have a separate video on the entire Battle Pass, but the new weapons are probably the thing you're interested in. So first of all, we have the EM2, a full auto assault rifle. It is a well-rounded British rifle with good firing control, built-in low zoom optic, which is interesting for Warzone because I mostly use optic on most of my weapons anyway, especially the assault rifles, with a slow fire rate and a reliable range. This one's going to come down to how hard does it hit and does it do enough damage with that slow fire rate. The other weapon is even more weird and unlocked at rank 31. It is the Tech 9. Now this one is a semi-auto SMG with a good high damage output and a moderate range. I don't know how this one's going to play out. I think it might be underpowered at first, but who knows? Akimbo could be insane. We're gonna have to wait and see, but it's gonna be interesting nonetheless. So the next thing that we have is the new perk. So first off, we have Tempered. This one, refill armor plates to full with 2 plates instead of 3. Equipping this perk also gives you full armor. So when you pick up the class, you have full armor, and each plate is 75 damage instead of 50 is the easiest way to look at it. The second perk is Combat Scout. This one is a perk 3. This one, damaging an enemy briefly highlights them for you and marks them for your entire squad. I find this one kind of useless because if you just mark someone at the same time that you are shooting them, it essentially does the exact same thing. Now, the other changes are to some other perks. So first off, High Alert. You can now hear people using dead silence. Now, this is currently not working. They are aware of this and they are working on a fix already. Probably will be working as of tomorrow or the next day. The other change is to Cold-Blooded. With Cold-Blooded, it negates the effect of the Combat Scout perk. In other words, that new perk that marks you when you are shot by the enemies. So Cold-Blooded got a little bit better, essentially. I don't see any of these perks as too meta changing. I will say Tempered is interesting to save armor plates, but to see it replace Ghost, I just don't really see that happening. Now, as far as the map goes, we have kind of new locations, and I say that very, very loosely. So essentially, around the map in random spots, there are these trucks with towers. That is it. That is all they added. It's a truck with a tower. It makes some noise. As of right now, you can't push any of the buttons, or at least I haven't been able to. It seems as though it's going to be part of some sort of future Easter egg. But yeah, no new POIs. The map still looks the same. That is it. That's the map change. That's it. Now, the one change that did actually happen to the map is the Gulag. So the Gulag is no longer hijacked. Now it is from Rush. And as far as this goes, it's basically squared with some things in the middle. You can shoot through a lot of the walls, so there's going to be a lot of that. Don't know how I feel about it yet, but this is one change that they did actually make. Now, as per usual with these updates, there were a whole bunch of bug fixes and little changes. I'm not going to go through all of those. Most of them won't affect your gameplay. However, if you want to check them out, as per usual, the patch notes will be linked down in the description. Now, one thing that they did change that you may want to know is they have changed the image for the armor box. And essentially, the way that they did this is they added some color to it and they showed the armor more clearly. The reason why they did this is they wanted to differentiate it between the ammo box, which looked incredibly familiar before. The other change that they made was to steady your aim. So with this, they added an extra option within the settings where you can toggle it or not. So instead of having to hold to steady your aim, you can toggle it. So you press it once, you steady your aim, you press it again to make it stop. This is interesting. I don't think we've ever seen this in a Call of Duty game before, but if I'm wrong, you can correct me down in the comments. Now, there was another melee weapon added in as well, and to unlock this one, what you have to do is using a melee weapon, kill an enemy disoriented or blinded by your stun grenade or flashbang in 15 different matches. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. It's just going to take a while because it's in 15 different matches. Now, this season, there weren't really any weapon changes whatsoever, which is really surprising because of the last few seasons, there's been an insane amount of weapon changes. The one that did happen, though, was for magazines for the AMP-63. So first of all, the 20-round mag got bumped up to 25 rounds. The 25-round mag Stanag mag got bumped up to 30. The 20-round mag Speed mag got bumped up to 25. And the Salvo 23-round mag got bumped up to 30. Essentially, the reasoning for this is you would just run out of ammo way too quick, which made it so that you really couldn't use this weapon. So by doing this, it definitely makes the weapon a little bit more viable. So I have to say, as far as a season update goes for Warzone, I think this one's a little bit underwhelming. There's really no POIs. Yes, they added some trucks with towers on them. Yes, you didn't hear me wrong. Trucks with towers on them. We've been over this. But that is basically it aside from the new gulag. Now, of course, we got the new weapons and new characters, but most of that falls into microtransactions. Yes, I know the weapons are free. We got no new playlists. So like I said, as far as a seasonal update goes, very, very small for Warzone. What I will say is we do have certain things coming, like the reveal for the next Call of Duty game, and they have already announced a mid-season event that will be happening. But all in all, as of right now, very underwhelming when it comes to this. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about Season 5 thus far. There's definitely much more for Black Ops Cold War, so if you want to check that video out, it'll be linked after the video. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, always appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars.